What's up, Rams? My name's Ryan Crist, and we're back on another fantastic Thursday before we head off to spring break. And speaking of spring break, let's jump into all things you can do over this break. We all know the struggle of getting home after a long midterms week and lying on the couch and thinking, cool, so what now? Here are 3 things to do in Fort Collins while everyone is away for spring break. Number 1 is homework. Just kidding, we'll save that for 8 a.m. on Monday before class. The real number 1 is going out to Horsetooth. As weather anchor Keenan said, it's going to be so nice this spring break, so get out there and enjoy the nice weather before we're forced to stay inside. Number 2 is Fat Tire Friday at New Belgium. They have live music every Friday, so whether you can drink or not, you can come to New Belgium and listen to Cody Jeffries and Sawmill Joe. Lastly, of course, I can't talk about spring break without talking about St. Patrick's Day. Fort Collins will be having their annual parade, and we'll have live music in the Old Town Square all day. As well as a parade and live music, almost every bar in town is having some sort of special event or drink that night. If any of you out there are out of state and will miss out on this fun spring break events, don't worry, because here are 2 things you can look forward to when you come back to school. Right when we come back, the UCA's Music in the Museum event will be going on, where you can come and listen to music collaborations of faculty and students to learn all about the history of the Gallagher Art Museum. The week after we get back, on March 25th, the annual CSU TEDx Talks will be held here on campus in the Laurie Student Center Theater. 9 live talks will be featured, and the theme of this year's event is What If? And all the talks will exhibit and provoke the thought of what if. Colorado's water is one of the best, and at this pub talk, that is exactly what they were talking about. If you know anything about Colorado, it's that we have great water and even better beer. But these 2 might be more closely related than you think. At Odell Brewing, they had a pub talk where members from the City of Wastewater Management in Fort Collins came in to talk about how Odell and other bars are helping out with wastewater.
The brewery waste program is trying to get carbon, additional carbon into the secondary wastewater process to facilitate the phosphorus, the biological phosphorus and nitrogen removal from the wastewater and keep it out of the receiving water.
So how does Odell and other bars play a part in wastewater management?
We reached a certain size. The amount of waste that we were putting down the lines was causing fluctuations with the wastewater treatment plant. So we had to do something to alleviate that pressure on the plant.
How Odell decided to relieve pressure on the water treatment plant is much like separating your trash. They separated their waste into categories, one that goes down the line and one that goes to the treatment plant.
And we feel it's very important to partner with them because it's a better use for our waste. It's not land applying it is a use, but it ends up getting into the watershed a little bit faster, and in working with the city, we'll help them reduce costs in having to use additional chemicals to try and make the nitrogen and phosphorus levels down to EPA standards.
The Cache Laputa River will hold an event on March 31st where you can hang out, drink beer, and learn more about this cause. Emojis, that thing you send when you're too lazy to actually type out the full sentence. Yeah, those things have been recently added to Dictionary.com, which provides their true meaning and uses. Dictionary.com defended this because they believe that emojis are being used as words in communication, so don't they deserve their own definition? Well, that's a true statement. Emojis are up to interpretation that you can't just look at a definition for. For example, one that's popularly searched was the upside-down smiley face. The definition is sometimes known as the upside-down smiley face. It has several meanings depending on the context or the personality of the user. It can indicate silliness, sarcasm, passive aggression, or frustrated resignation. Outside these, this emoji can be used for even more ambiguous emotions. I don't know about you, but I'm even more confused after reading that definition. I mean, silliness to frustration, those are 2 very different emotions. But if you're ever texting and lost on an emoji meeting, head to dictionary.com. At least one thing's for sure, we all know the eggplant is still just a vegetable. Well, Rams, that's all the time I have for you tonight. Make sure to stay tuned when we come back from spring break, and have a great night, Rams.